Welcome back, Revolutionary Thinking. So now, looks like we got Andrew Yang's farewell message. And let's take a look at how that went, and what he's talking about, and where he thinks things are going to go from here.
I appreciate you, Poppy and Jim. Thank you. It was a tough night for many people, but we're really proud of the race that we ran, and we're excited to keep making progress on the issues that so many Americans have come together to say that we need to actually improve people's lives here on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, I saw someone, I was at the bookstore yesterday in Brooklyn, and a man was in there with his daughter, and as he was walking out of the store, he had a math button on the back of his hat, and it made me think about you. Obviously, you've changed.
Right. So now, if he does decide to do anything, he's going to start from somewhere instead of coming out of nowhere.
I think the party, you changed the race. What do you think you left it with in this process?
That's for sure.
Well, I hope one of the big lessons that the other Democratic candidates take from my campaign is that we can't just run against Trump. We have to run against the reasons that got him elected, that he's a symptom of a disease that's been building up in our communities for years, and we have to get to the harder work of curing the disease.
That's for sure.
Too many Americans do not feel like there's a place for them in the 21st century economy that is
they just leave people behind and don't care.
Transforming before our eyes, that we need to start rebalancing the most extreme winner-take-all economy in the history of the world and put more economic resources directly into families' hands.
Okay, you're out of the race now. Who is the Democratic candidate best able to do that?
Oh, none of them except him. But the question is that did any of the other ones learn anything from him or know anything from him or anything like that, or are they too intellectually lazy to know what he was talking about?
To counter not just Trump himself, but Trump the message in the general election. Are you endorsing anyone?
No.
Well, right now we're still obviously reflecting on our own campaign. I'm already on the record saying I will support whoever the Democratic nominee is, and this process is very important for voters to make their voices heard and see what the direction of the party is. So no endorsements right now, though
whoever endorses his platform.
Candidates have been reaching out to me over the last number of hours, which I appreciate a great deal.
Andrew, I think many people discounted you way too early. Many people didn't think you'd make it this far. Are you going to run again?
Yeah, and he could have made it farther, I think, in my opinion, if he threw some punches.
Well, certainly the problems that animated my campaign are not going away, and I'm not going away.
For sure.
You know, the Yang Gang's not going away, so the plan is
we'll be right here
to keep on pushing the ideas of this campaign across the finish line. So we're not going anywhere, and I would certainly not rule out running for office again.
Okay.
That would be a good idea.
You're aware of the split in the party. You have your progressive candidates running. Sanders, of course, winning the primary in New Hampshire. You have more moderate candidates, and Buttigieg performing well in both Iowa and New Hampshire. Who gives Democrats the best chance? What kind of candidate? A left-leaning candidate or more of a moderate?
Doesn't matter. You've learned nothing.
To address the very problem you're talking about, which is, again, not just to go after the man Trump, but Trump and the forces that elected him.
Well, I genuinely think that the
this whole thing is bullshit.
That we've come up with for left-leaning versus moderate capitalism, socialism, the entire thing is really out of date. We never anticipated
it's counterproductive
that technology would come along that could do the work of thousands of people in a matter of minutes. There's a friend.
Right, and then those thousands of people will just be like, okay, you're gone, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It's like I had my whole education to do these things that the technology is just doing in like 5 minutes, but I was educated for it. It's like, okay, just learn something new all over again with no money, and okay, bye. Like that's sick.
Who said something I thought was really apt. He said, we never knew that capitalism was going to get eaten by its son, technology. So to me, the labels are not very useful. We have to try.
The labels are really, really dumb. It's a waste of time.
Try and push our market economy to a point where it's actually built around making us and our families stronger and healthier, and not maximizing the bottom lines of these companies.
Right. Yeah. The bottom line is not a human. It's not families. It's not health. It's not wellness. It's not self-actualization. It's just a number.
I don't know if that's a moderate centrist idea or a left-leaning idea, but
it's just an idea that works, that doesn't need any labels, just fixes the problem and gets it done, and that's that, instead of all this stupid rhetoric and everybody suffers and nothing gets finished.
That to me is the future.
Andrew, how do you feel about the bottom of a ticket? Do you want to be a vice presidential candidate?
Only if they take on the policies.
Well, I would certainly be honored to serve as someone's running mate. I'm already on the record too saying if I can solve these problems as someone's vice president, a member of an administration, we just need to start solving these problems for the next generation, and I'm happy to do my part. I'm also happy to do my part to campaign for the nominee and beat Donald Trump in the fall.
I'm not going to be too happy about that. Just imagine if it's like Klobuchar or Buttigieg and he's like supporting them. Oh, that would just be so bad. How about this? How about if he just gets all the media attention now that they think he suspended his campaign, and there's no media blackout because they just think he's innocuous and he's, you know, okay, and then all of a sudden, like, the media gives him more attention because, like, oh, he dropped out, poor him, and he's like, you know what, on second thought, I've decided to unsuspend the campaign, and I'm going for it again. And they're like, what? but we ended the blackout. Oh no, you know, these jerks.
Andrew Yang, thank you for your time, and also just want to say
their media blackout, I just want you to think about this and just to be pissed off at them, and maybe we can lead like protests against them or something like that. Their media blackout cost you, I think, what is it Universal, 12,000 a year. So when I do the math, let me just see. 12 was 12 4, 6, 8. Their media blackout costs you $48,000 that you could have invested, that you could have helped your family with, that you could have actually, you know, done something with it. This is what the dirty games of the establishment and all of the liars and the hypocrites, like, it'll cost you more than $48,000 if UBI doesn't get passed in 2024. So this is the money that they've cost you to help your family, your friends, your community, your local businesses, your entrepreneurship. Just think of that for $48,000. They gave trillions of dollars to the Wall Street and the banks and the auto bailouts and the farm subsidies and the subsidies to the corporations and the bailout for this, for the car manufacturing that they've automated through robots. They spent trillions of dollars on all of that, but they couldn't even just give you what is you having $48,000? Tell me, what is that? $48,000 to everybody for 4 years, to the TARP bailouts that cost billions and billions. You couldn't have a measly $48,000 for 4 years, and they just decide to bail out banks and Wall Street. They bailed out all the people who were causing all your suffering until 2008, who the same people who automate these jobs, the same people who just care about their bottom line, the same people, but they couldn't spare you. They didn't want to spare you. They fought tooth and nail with their lies and their propaganda and their hypocrisy and their nonsense to take that $48,000 away from you for being a shareholder of this country, so you can weather the economic storm that they created through their incompetence and their stupidity. They created your economic suffering through their incompetence, stupidity, bad decisions, and their ignorance. And when Yang comes by and says, hey, you caused all these problems, and now you're barring all these people out from jobs with the automation, can you pay for the damages? Can you compensate the American people for the damages that you bastards have caused? No, we're gonna, we don't want people to even know that that's an option. So we're going to obscure you and get your name wrong and not mention you and give you the least amount of airtime. That's it. And for you know, whatever happens next, whatever we're doing next is the Yang Gang. We got to remember the UBI caucus, you know, all of your effort. This isn't just about this isn't about free money. This is about justice. This is about a democracy. This is about things not being rigged. This is about narratives not being shoved down people's throats. This is about freedom. They stole the $48,000 away from you if you're over 18 through their lying, their cheating, their bullshit, their corruption, their nonsense, and their ignorance, and by wanting to obscure the one man, and not just your $48,000, your democracy dollars, the good ideas, a future of hopefully more happiness and prosperity and fun and everything. That they didn't take it. Hopefully if we have it in 2024, but that's it. But what we can do from now on is just what's the word I'm looking for? Make people know that. Whoever didn't know about Yang, there are people out there who don't know about Yang. You can say like, hey, you know what? The mainstream media and the DNC stole $48,000 away from you because they didn't want you to know that was an option. They didn't want you to know that you being compensated for the crises and the bullshit and the nonsense that these bastards created, that compensation to get your life back on track was an option. But hopefully you'll know it in 2024, because this is a travesty. It's disgusting, it's ignorant, it's barbaric, it's undemocratic, and it's un-American, and we should be up in arms about this. Okay? Alright. That was my little rant for the day, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe the content. Let the word out. And from now on, this is I love doing this. I'm just gonna call out bullshit everywhere I see it. It doesn't matter where it's coming from or who's saying it. I'm just gonna call it out, and you feel free to give your opinion too. Okay, excellent. Bye.